and welcome to Voices of Truth, one-on-one with Hawaii's future, brought to you by the Kiwani Foundation. I'm Mahu Kahu Cardwell, and here we are today on the leeward side of Oahu, and I'll tell you this right now, we have a fascinating guest on the show, so let's go on over here and meet her. Cheryse, aloha.
Aloha.
How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Good, thank you. My kailoa, Cheryse Sana, did I say your name right?
Yes.
Wonderful, and Cheryse, tell us where we are today.
We are at Mato Organic Farms, which is in Lulule on the west coast of Oahu in Waianae. Here we are.
Wow, super. And so this Mato is an organic farm, yes? And you're the farm manager.
Yeah.
And how long has Mato Farms been here?
So Mato Farm is actually been in the community under the nonprofit Waianae Community Redevelopment Corporation since 2001. Mato started farming, I think, in 2003, still a little bit before my time, and then I came here as an intern in 2007.
Wow, and today you're the farm manager.
Today I'm the farm manager, yeah.
Well, as I look around, I can see this is a big operation.
Yeah.
How did this whole thing get started, Cheryse?
So, back in the late 90s and the early 2000s, there's a whole bunch of community members, including our founders, Kukui and Gary Mauna Kea IV. Kukui is grassroots, Nanakuli homestead, grown and raised. Gary is he grew up in New Zealand, Aotearoa.
Oh, really?
So, they hit it off, and they really loved Waianae, Nanakuli, Makaha, and just have this, they really wanted to see this community flourish to what it used to be. There's so many gems and pieces of knowledge and so many great mentors and leaders from the Waianae community itself. And they want to see that and have opportunities for young adults to be that for themselves as well. So in 2001, they started a nonprofit, which is the Waianae Community Redevelopment Corporation. In the nonprofit, Mato is under, and that's the social enterprise part of the program. But it started in efforts to have opportunities for young adults to get a college degree, starting at Leeward Community College, to have access to get fresh organic food, local food, and for these guys to be in a pathway of to have opportunities for these guys to gain leadership skills and entrepreneurial skills for them to whatever choice of career they would want to do later on in life.
Wow, MAO, M-A-O, is actually an acronym, yes?
Yes.
What does it stand for?
So, MAO is an acronym for Mala I Opio.
Okay,
so
Mala
means garden. I is food. So Opio is youth. So you can say the food youth garden. We wanted it to be around those three things. MAO is really well known for this youth leadership training program. So it's a youth empowerment, youth development program. It's a 2-year commitment to the farm. It's an internship. It's a leadership internship. So in this 2-year commitment, they go to college full-time at Leeward Community College, and now we're actually having a working relationship with UH West Oahu. They work on the farm about 15 to 18 hours a week, depending what year they are in the program. So their first year, they work from 7 to 12. Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
7 a.m. to noon.
Oh yeah, 7 a.m. to noon. So we're actually kind of in the middle of a production day. Most of them are in the packing shed, but they work on the farm, and then they get a monthly stipend starting at $500 a month. So they have access to, getting their college paid for. They have access to getting a educational stipend, which is some money, which we all know our local families need, especially on this side of the island. And then they have access to food, and then we believe that having using the platforms of them going to college, getting their degrees, and working on the land, working with their hands, having opportunities to be critical thinkers, problem solvers. We believe that's the kind of algorithm for success.
Wow. So somebody who comes in here has to commit themselves to 2 years.
At least 2 years, yep.
They got to be going to college.
Yep.
And when they work here, they not only get a stipend, they get some money each month, but you guys actually help pay for their their college scholarship, yes?
Yeah, so they get like a tuition waiver from the farm. So the farm fundraise for that money. We do donations. We do this annual fundraiser that we have in the beginning of summer to try and support a lot of these interns to go to college for the next 2 years, and then they get the stipend, and then they work here. And then what a lot of them find out, because we're kind of focusing on the students on the west side, is that a lot of these students on the west side, they love to go in the mountains, they love to go to the beach, so they're really hands-on workers. So when they start to figure out the beauties of food, you know, and good food, like clean food, whole foods, fresh foods, it kind of changes their perspective of what a healthy lifestyle is. And when you eat it, when you do your schoolwork and the relationships they build with each other, that you would hope that would kind of reflect towards going to their family, and you start changing, you know, their family relationships. And you want to sometimes break that kind of negative poverty kind of thinking, which we all kind of we all learn. You know, I learned, you know, these negative habits, and I had to kind of be educated about it, and, you know, make choices and decisions of what I was learning while being here.
So, Cheryse, the program that you're describing to us, you yourself went through that program. I mean, there was a day when you walked through, set foot here, and went, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm ready to go, right? Train me.
Yeah. So I graduated high school in 2007, and I didn't have a pathway. Like
You didn't know what you wanted to do.
I didn't know what I wanted to do. Like I knew I wanted to go to college for sure. Like I applied for Leeward and UH Manoa, and that's it. I did no FAFSA, did no scholarships, but I heard like, oh, they're gonna pay for your tuition, and I'm the oldest of 7, so I just didn't want to ask my mom them for more money to, you know, and I didn't want to take out a loan because I just felt unsafe and, you know, wasn't ready for it. So I heard these guys, we didn't even have this land yet. We're still 5 acres next door on the church property we're releasing 5 acres from, and I just wanted to work. I wanted to go to college, and it was a perfect fit for me because I loved being outside. And I went through the program, and then I just found this love for Aina.
For the land.
For the land, you know, the relationships I was building with my peers and with my mentors. And then as I graduated through the program, I just got offered these opportunities to step into leadership. And it's been a blessing, and it's been really eye-opening to me to be kind of taking this step into leadership.
Wow. How difficult was it for you to go through that for that program, Cheryse? Was it hard?
The program, I mean, there's everyday stresses that, you know, that it's, you know, on a personal level, it's very hard because then you get your, you know, your own personal relationships you have with like another person, and then you get your family, then you have your friends, and then you have your coworkers.
But then you also have those bad habits you talked about.
And you have the bad habits, yeah. So it's like, you know, to me, like to get up to work at 7, and maybe for a lot of young adults to get up and work at 7 in the hot sun, getting down and dirty, can be hard, can be a challenge, because we've lost that kind of, you know, that practice of excellence of just getting up and doing something for yourself and for your family. We're kind of, you know, as technology has advanced, in some parts of our own being as humans, we've lost that connection to land, to food. So it was kind of challenging for me because I was really trying to balance full-time work and full-time school, because then I got more opportunity at the time to work on the farm more. So I was working more than like the 18 hours. So I was like really juggling a lot of things at once.
Wow. Cheryse, would you say that your experience going through the program when you came in would be typical of others, or is it easier for a lot of others or harder for others, or some of each?
I think we definitely have a mix of all. You know, for some people, we notice right off the bat, or they notice right off the bat that school's not for them and they're not ready. Then we have students who are like really into school, don't like the work. And then you got people who know how to balance both because they're probably similar to like what, how I felt growing up was like, I love the land, I want to get an education. So we do have a mix of both, and we don't push away anyone. We try to take in as much people as we can and prep them for college, prep them for work, prep them for life. So some of these guys, which was my first job, it's a lot of these guys' first job. So like being on time, learning how to be in a workspace. It's always a constant training because every year we recruit another 30, sometimes up to 50 interns. So it's just every year we're training brand new people. But then because we're doing it and every year we have these cohort systems. So then now the interns who've been here for a year or two are now mentoring the younger guys. So they get a lot of peer-to-peer mentoring rather than like a staff member kind of training them on one thing. They work together, they make mistakes together, they succeed together, they celebrate together, and that's where I think a lot of people see the magic in Mato is that you get youth empowered to do hard work, and it's because we share with them the troubles and the highs of doing stuff like this. But we always remind them that the things that they're doing now, learning how to work, going to college is really an investment in themselves.
When it started, how many acres was the farm?
Only 5.
5, and
Yeah.
how many acres now?
We're at 24, and it's all certified
Wow.
organic.
Wow, so that's a big expansion.
Yeah.
Okay, so how long did it take you to learn all this?
I would say for me to feel comfortable in saying like I felt like I was being like a good manager, and a good farmer, I guess, would probably maybe about 3 or 4 years.
How much food does Mato Organic Farm produce here, Cheryse?
About a week, in a week's time, we can produce, and it ranges depending on, because you will get, if it's this much, it would take like 1 bag to get like 1 pound, where you can get like, you measure that against a banana, which is something super heavy.
Mm-hmm.
But we're producing about a 1.5 to 2 tons of food a week.
Wow, that's a lot.
So a lot of our food is just really getting pushed out to farmers markets, Whole Food stores, grocery stores, and a whole bunch of restaurants on the west side and in town.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot of restaurants, especially some higher end restaurants here on Oahu, really like and want your food. That you have the produce you have here. Yes.
Yeah, the demand is uncanny. Like we can't keep up with demand.
What are some of the crops you grow here, Cheryse?
Some of the things that we grow here are would be like lettuce greens. So we grow different types of like arugula, tatsoi, a Metzger mix, which is like a romaine red oak lettuce mix. Then we grow a lot of good roots. So some Japanese turnips, some baby beets, different variety of heirloom beets, some radishes, some carrots, daikon, and then we'll go into things also just like brassicas, so like chards, kales, collards. We grow like 3 to 4 different types of kales, and more people want kale, and it's just ridiculous about those things. And then we try to grow a whole bunch of different things like with trees, so bunch of bananas. We have citrus all over the place. We have mangoes that's almost going to be ready pretty soon for harvest for the summer. And we're always experimenting. So like in the wintertime, we'll do things such as like broccoli, celery, more cabbage kind of things because it's cooler in Waianae for us to do that. And when people look at stuff like kale, you would not think it would grow in like 80-degree weather in Hawaii, but it does, and it's a big part of it is because of our soil. So our soil is a super high clay content soil. It's only this soil here is actually classified as a lulole vertical soil. So you only can find this soil here in this valley, in this valley of Lolole.
So it's a very rich soil?
It's a high clay content soil, so it gets really sticky. So what happens is that the soil is, in the summertime, the soil particles constrict, and then a lot of grass, trees, small dead animals, a lot of insects can go in there. And in the wintertime, when it gets wet, the silt particles actually expand. So what happens is that it's inverting itself. And if you think of the soil doing that for, you know, thousands of years, it's pretty rich just by free fertilizing itself and turning itself over. So we don't have to do, you know, we don't have to add a lot to the soil. Like, it has so much of it already. So we're kind of really lucky that they found this place, or at least notice how rich the soil was here. So we can, because of that, as one of the main reasons why we can grow a lot of like winter crop vegetables in really hot weather. It's because the health of the soil.
Cheryse, back in the old times, pre-contact Hawaii, this area here in Waianae was very, very, it was like a breadbasket for the people that lived here, yeah? It was fertile soil back then, and they grew a lot of the food for this entire area, yes?
Yeah, yeah. So traditional times, there's actually accounts that we know that people have, there's tons of taro growing in the back. Where the stream was running
from ancient times.
From ancient times, and then there's actually accounts here that Lulole actually had a lot of sweet potato, so a lot of uwala growing, you know, and you know, like ulu, kukui, probably tons of bananas back here. So it was very, very rich and tons of food everywhere. So and learning that our kupuna could do that, you know, our ancestors could do that, we know for a fact that we should be able to do those kinds of things as well. And I think my challenge for myself and some of my peers is like, you know, how do we get back to that place, and you know, that idea of abundance, of everywhere, of food, of people, of aina growing and being healthy. I think we're trying to achieve that in a different way, in a 21st century way, where we're getting kids to go to college, getting them to work on the land, getting them access to good food, and being just good people. I think as a leader now, as a mentor now, as a manager now for these guys, one of my honest goals is just for these guys to graduate from a program just being better human beings. This is a couple of our interns. This is Kylie and Caitlin.
Aloha.
Kylie's been here since 5 o'clock. And Caitlin's been here since 7, so there are two different spectrums of the internship. But so basically, when the product comes in, we have this little setup here where we're shooting off most of the vegetables to get the soil off. We collect the soil back here, and then we'll like re-scrape it and probably put it back in the field somewhere. So we save as much as the soil, because the soil that's our investment, in the aina, so to grow the vegetable. This is where a lot of the kind of manpower comes with the internship. So they're separated into different lines. So this is where a lot of the bunching will happen. So anything that you bunch, like for the stores, will come down this way.
Like celery or carrots?
Celery, carrots, the kale, parsley, there's, bunch top soy, bunch arugula. And on this side, they actually are washing some lettuces that we're going to take to the market tomorrow, because we want to keep them separated, because it's easier to manage as they pack up, because one requires packaging, one requires just a tie.
Can we walk through here and see what's going on?
Yeah, let's go.
Oh, this is really amazing. So this is like a production line.
Yes, this is our version of our production line.
Wow. Everybody's hard at work.
Some of the things that I told you that we got some cilantro, Chinese parsley up here, some different colored baby carrots, some daikon, some pak choy, some kale, some American parsley down there, some chard, some radishes, some fennel. So this is just a bit of like what we produce. A lot of it got packed away, and it's going straight into the trucks. So we actually do our own. We harvest, we wash, we pack, and we deliver our own products to our co-producers.
Really?
Yeah. We don't have somebody to do it for us. And and our thing was that we wanted to control our story, because we have a compelling story to share, and it's not just about the vegetables. It's about the interns that we share this mission and this movement with, and we want to continue that story with the co-producers, and they share that story with the people who buy their food, who eat their food. So it's a relationship that we want to have with people who eat our food. Is they know about where their food comes from, who the farmer is, and you know, why they probably spend a little bit extra, or why they should, you know, invest in our produce, because it's way more than just produce. Here are some of our beets. So we got some red beets, some candy cane beets, and some golden beets here.
So this is regular beets, this is candy cane.
Yep.
And this is golden.
Yep.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And these are actually a different heirloom variety as well. They're a cylindra.
Because it's a different shape.
Because it's a different shape, but some of the restaurants love these because they're not round. You know how sometimes they can be hard to cut on the table?
Oh,
these,
yeah.
they just stay on the table and you just cut them.
Wow.
But they all taste great.
Cheryse, what do we have here? What does this board represent?
So this board is actually the orders for the day. So at 5 o'clock, a whole bunch of us come in to start the harvest, but then we have...
At 5 a.m.?
5 a.m. this morning. Yeah, and then we have a couple of our managers here as well, actually collecting the orders for the day. They're also hustling extra veggies that we might have to some of these guys. So all this is calculated by like 5:30, 6 o'clock, and it gets sent out to the other farmers who are harvesting out there, which is including me harvesting. And we try to hit these numbers to complete this board.
So they know how much they have to bring in and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And then so someone like Cheyenne, she's been a manager here she's been here for about 4 years now. Dad's only been here for a year, and he's sharing the kuleana of like trying to get this order out. And this order is going to our co-producers such as Whole Foods. You know, we sell to 7 different types of foodlands. We have, you know, people like Ed Kenny, who has Town and Mudhead and Kamiki Superette. We got the, you know, Peter Merriman, who has Moku Kitchen and Monkey Pod. And you got people like Royce, you know, Nobu, who's known, you know, internationally as well. So, you know, the product here, people we're in demand of it. So there's not only the compelling story, but our mission as well, and our goal is to make sure we sell quality product all the way around, and not just have people, you know, buy in for the internship. We want to be known for people, the farm that has the best produce.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so this board here, Cheryse, is actually where you bring all the pieces of this operation together.
Yep.
And this is the master plan right here.
This is the master plan, yeah. So, you know, people come in here and they look at the board, they're like, oh, this is how much I gotta sell to this person. This is what I gotta sell to this person.
And this is how much I need to bring in.
Yeah, this is how much I need to bring in. But the one thing that's really special about our program is the people part. And, you know, I don't think a lot of people understand the how much mana and, you know, how they are the ones working with us as graduates and as now farmers to make this work. It's really on the power of like their empowerment to be here, to go to school, to work hard. So without that magic sauce, some people call it the magic sauce, they really is what we focus on first. And our reflection, this is our reflection of them.
None of this would be possible without them, yeah?
Yes. Yeah.
So really, the most important thing you grow here is them.
People, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that. What kind of impact has that made in the community of growing these people here?
You know, I can't remember a lot of facts, but I know just some of the things that some of our my boss has downloaded onto me is that for Leeward Community College, it's about like a 11 to 14% rate of people graduating who enroll. For our program, people who enroll and use our resources, and they get our help, and you know, we have a 45% graduation rate.
Wow.
Which is really high compared to other people who don't have that access. And like what I share with a lot of people who are wondering about it is like, these guys have access to resources and relationships for them and support, peer support, not just like going to a classroom support, but they have peer support for them to be successful in getting their degree and you know, coming to work every day. And then it's, you know, we've graduated a whole bunch of people. I think we now are up to about 97 graduates from Leeward Community College. You know, a lot of them probably wouldn't have gone to Leeward if they didn't have this opportunity to go to school and to be on the farm. So, you know, that could have been 97 less graduates from Y&I, you know, that got their AA degree.
Cheryse, what has been the value for this community out here on the west side of Oahu having Mato Farm here?
I think having Mato for me has been personally life-changing in providing me a pathway to have a secure job, to make a difference in the world and within my community. But I think the value Mato really has is this hope that the younger generation still know what they need to do to be successful, to be humble, to be hardworking, to be innovative and creative in how we're gonna live in Hawaii in the future years. And I see that every day. I work with that every day, and I'm constantly learning from the land and from the young adults here.
Wow, that's amazing. What a wonderful message. That's where we have to leave it. Cheryse, mahalo for being on Voices of Truth. Please keep doing what you're doing. Don't stop. Please keep growing your wonderful vegetables and produce, but most of all, please keep growing the people. Mahalo to our viewers. Mahalo for joining Cheryse and me here at Mato Farms. Remember, you can watch us on the web 24/7 on voicesoftruth.tv.com, and you can like Voices of Truth One-on-One with Hawaii's Future on Facebook. I'm Ahuke Kahu Cardwell for the Kiwani Foundation, along with Cheryse here, and until next time, ahui ho!
Ahui ho.
Mahalo for watching Voices of Truth One-on-One with Hawaii's Future. Watch us on the web 24/7 at voicesoftruth.tv.com. You'll find all our shows, including this one, in case you want to see it again or share it with family and friends. Also view our weekly video commentaries at freehawaiitv.com. And check out our blog, published daily, at freehawaii.info. It's all part of the Free Hawaii Broadcasting Network.